Hello everyone, this video will introduce you to Module 1. So every week I record a new video just going over the module. These videos are really helpful for students. I've found in the past, a lot of times students will have questions about the assignment after they look at it. And so once they watch the video, then typically I'll answer those questions. So I just go over the assignments. I kind of give some tips for completing them and some things, some kind of reminders and stuff like that. So really useful use of your time to actually sit down and watch these videos all the way through. So if you are watching this video right now, I really appreciate it. It does take me a little while to make them, so I always appreciate when students actually take the time to watch them. So this is our class. When you log in and go to the modules page, you'll see that we have a couple of modules that are open, and then the first module is actually closed. So you had to do the prerequisites before the first module will open. The other thing I want you to do is under the simple syllabus tab, you'll see this will pull up the syllabus for the class. The syllabus, we use this simple syllabus program, and so basically what it does is it will actually track how far down students look in the syllabus, and so we can see if a student has not looked at the entire syllabus. It's really important that you go through the whole thing. I will point out a couple of things. First of all, for whatever reason, there's some parts of the syllabus I can't update, and they put the wrong textbook in here. So this is the textbook that we are using, and you do not have to go and get a copy of it. You do not have to buy it. It is embedded in the course. And then the description learning outcomes, those are all standard for the state of Kansas. So every school that has an intro to lit class, the same outcomes will be covered. So that's kind of helpful. You will want to go through the whole thing. My late work policy is going to be the one that's different from other instructors. I do allow late work up to 1 week after the due date, and then after that point, the assignment will lock. If I have to go in and unlock an assignment, then you only get half credit for submitting it. So just kind of keep that in mind. And then the only exception is that last module, which is due May 14th. That is the last day of class. And then there's some more information, like if you're going to be taking a vacation. I do open modules early if a student really needs one, but otherwise they're only open one at a time. So if there's something going on in your life and you know that you're going to get backed up with work, whether it's with a vacation or something else, you can always email me and I can open something up early if I need to. And then the rest of this is just standard information, and you scroll all the way down to the bottom, and then it says 100% read, and then you want to click on the acknowledge button at the bottom so that I can see that you have looked at it. And it also helps if there is an issue where there might be a challenge to the syllabus. I can see whether or not you looked at the whole syllabus. So then the other thing you have to do is make sure that you finish the prerequisite. So if you are still stuck here, I know a lot of you have gotten into module 1, but make sure that you do click on everything. So if I click on that first page, getting started, and then you go back to the modules, it will tell me that I've completed it. So I need this green check mark to be able to move forward. And same thing with the academic honesty information. I have to actually click on every single page. And you'll notice that there's lots of information about academic honesty. I do want to point out that yes, the use of AI is considered plagiarism, and it will be treated as plagiarism. So make sure that you are not using AI to create anything in this class. It needs to be something that you are writing yourself. This also goes for programs like Grammarly. Grammarly is wonderful for catching errors in your writing, but it also, especially if you're using a more advanced version of Grammarly, it will try to change your sentences. And if you accept all of the changes and it starts to reword all of your sentences, your work will come back flagged for AI. The reason is because it's an AI program. It is using AI to rewrite your sentences. And that is something that, especially in a class like this where we're not necessarily learning how to write, but writing is a big component of it, that's not acceptable. So you want to make sure that if you do have a program like Grammarly, just accept the changes that are like comma issues, or, oh, you forgot a period at the end of this sentence, or some things that are obvious, like grammar issues or issues with the readability or something like that. Don't accept every change, because it's going to try and reword your sentences to be what the program considers most logical, but not necessarily how you would write. So you don't want your writing to sound like a computer. So anyway, that's my side point. Keep going through. You want to go through the whole academic honesty module, and you just click on each page. Some of this you might have seen before. If you've taken a class from me before, it's probably the exact same module. There's also a page on Turnitin, which I have quite a few questions about the little flags that pop up. If an assignment has Turnitin turned on for that assignment. Not all of them do, but that's what the little flags mean. And then at the very last page, confirmation of understanding, you'd have to mark it as done. If you don't, it will not unlock the first module. So now that I've done that, my whole first module will be open. You can see that I've gone through and checked everything that required a check, and now the first module is open. So the first module is mainly looking at just what is literature in general, and then we're doing some introductory stuff. So a lot of you have already sent me an email. Thank you for doing that, but you have your welcome email assignment, which is to send me an email and set some goals for the class and tell me a little bit about your experience with literature. And then you have an academic honesty quiz, so that goes over the information from the academic honesty section, and then introduction discussion board, which is pretty standard for these classes. I've had a couple of students email me not being able to see the reply button underneath posts, and it should be there now. There was a setting that I apparently didn't check. There's some issues when they get copied over at the beginning of the semester, and I don't notice until a student emails me. A couple of things about the textbook. So we're using this Cengage textbook, which it goes through Cengage Unlimited. And so I've got the readings listed out. I'll have a module readings page for you. And I've got them listed with everything that's within that chapter and the page numbers. And then I typically will have a video to help you out as well. And then I also have underneath that, I actually link the chapters. I have mixed feelings about linking the chapters because to me it looks really cluttered, but I feel like students probably will appreciate that because it will take you directly to that chapter instead of having to go into the ebook itself and scroll down. So if you're more than welcome to email me with your opinion on this, but it's just, I don't know, I don't like how it looks. So those are the chapters, and the link to the whole book is up here. And this is the only textbook for the class. Once you go in, you'll see just the information, and then you can see we have different parts to the textbook itself. So the first part is about writing and reading about literature, and then we have fiction, poetry, and drama. So we'll go through all three genres this semester, and most of what you'll use from the book will be these examples in here. And so your first reading assignment really is just that introductory stuff. So you're going to look over understanding literature and then reading literature. There's a short section on that, and that's just introductory. When the next module opens up, then we'll start to get into a little bit more about fiction. So we're going to start with short stories, so fiction writing, and then we'll go to poetry, and then drama will be last. So that's kind of how the class will be set up. If you have questions at all, feel free to email me. I'm available by email all the time, pretty much except when I'm sleeping. And then I also have my cell phone number here on the front page for texting, if that's easier for you. They both come to my phone, so really it's up to you which one you use. But that way you can get a hold of me, and then if you ever need to have a Zoom session or something, you're more than welcome to email me about that. So if you have any questions, get a hold of me. Otherwise, have a great week.